Hey guys, how's it going? So we got a little bit of a different news this week, sort of going back to how I used to do news. And the reason for that is because there's not really much news this week. We have two sort of top 8 results and a random thing I forgot to mention in last week's news. And that's really about it. So that combined with pretty tired, been pretty busy, like physically just hadn't had time to film the news properly. And that combined with there wasn't much to go over, so didn't warrant going over that. So just so you guys know, this isn't like a permanent thing, just this week. Before we get started, as always, if you guys are looking for forcible singles or sealed product, as well as now Warhammer Sigmar Age of Champions or Age of Sigmar Champions singles, star decks, and the booster boxes. Make sure you click the link in the description below for Happy Little Hug Factory. They currently are sold out of the Force of Will pre-orders for their star decks, but they do still have the pre-orders for the booster box on there for New Valhalla, as well as all their normal singles and product as well for Force of Will, and obviously for Warhammer as well. So make sure you click that link in the description below so they know we sent you over. And so the 2GP, or actually the news I'll get rid of first because I forgot to report on this, is that there's two promos that were shown up that were going to be this month's upcoming promos, and that's God Pig, which looks super cool. I'm pretty excited about that, to have another version of God Pig that's more in tune with what I think the other pigs were, where they're always like jumping and flying about and running at stuff and different things like that. So this is more in line with that. And then we also have Resuscitating Will, which is really pretty looking. I'm actually really looking forward to getting some of those as well. So yeah, those are pretty cool. And as far as before we get into these sort of GP results and all that, just so you guys are aware, we're trying to catch up. We're a little bit behind on some of these being updated on our website, whether it's, I'm not sure if we have Munich and Masters on our website yet. If not, we'll have them up soon. But the ones that are on there, they don't have the gacha logs of the deck list. A lot of them just have the images of the handwritten list. And we're trying to update them as quick as we can. Just like I mentioned before, both myself and Oscar have been pretty busy, so it's having a hard time keeping up with it. But those will be updated at some point. Just, you know, takes time to create those gacha logs and all that. So hopefully those will be updated at some point, in case anyone was wondering. We had two events happen. One of them was the French Masters Finals, which was New Frontiers. There was, I think, 20 people that showed up. And the ruler breakdown of those 20 people was there's 8 Lumia, 4 Sherrys, 2 Ayu, 2 Time Spinning Witches, 2 Kiriks, 1 Aimu, and 1 Farer. And the top 8 consisted of 4 Lumias, 2 Ayus, 1 Kirik, and only 1 Sherry. So that's pretty interesting, sort of spread there. Only 20 people, so not a whole lot to gauge from it, but still kind of interesting. The big one that happened was GP Munich. So this one, there was a total of 101 people there, and credit also ahead of time to Torsten John for some of these results. There's 101 people. There was 35 people who had Sherry, 14 who had Lumia, 11 with Kirik, 6 with Aimu, 5 with Ayu, and then it sort of broke down from there. And the top 8 consisted of 3 Scheherazade, and then 1 Aimu, 1 Ayu, 1 Farer, 1 Kirik, and 1 Lumia. And I think, if I remember, I could be wrong, I think the Ayu ended up taking first place. So that's some really nice variety. I really like how that turned out. Percentage-wise, all that makes sense as far as just the ruler showing up, the amount of Sherrys that showed up, and how many turned up in the top 8 is right where it should be at as far as the relation to each other. It's nothing too crazy. So some pretty good results there. And yeah, that's really all for the news snippets. If you really want to keep up with all the stuff that's happening, make sure you're watching our daily spoiler videos. That's where we've gone over the new mechanics, the new keywords, and obviously the spoilers that come out every single night, and different things like that. So yeah, those are sort of quick news snippet for today, and we'll see you guys next week.